Welcome to LPB Racing. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and we hope you enjoy the content that you're about to see. LPB GT3 Sprint Series Round 1 Race 1 from Dubai Autodrome. Hi everyone, welcome to LPB Racing. I am Bidster, your commentator, and we are here for the start of the LPB GT3 Sprint Series on Project Cars 2, Season 10 of LPB Racing on Project Cars, and we are just going to go through the grid for this first race for you here at Dubai Autodrome. And a lot of people picking the Mercedes for this one. It's Bidster on pole position then from qualifying, so the extra point for Bidster for pole position then for race 1. Neil Farmack is in second place, he's behind him in the green Mercedes there. Pash is in third in the red Mercedes, so obviously, like I said, Mercedes is the popular choice for this round. Woo Woo is in fourth, he's brand new for this season, Woo Woo, so we're wishing the best of luck in his new season. He's Neil Farmack's teammate. Bert is fifth. His teammate is a bit further back, but Bert there in fifth place. Good, hopefully a good season for him. Intrepid is Bidster's teammate. He's in sixth place in the Mercedes. Then we've got Nifty Dark Ninja, who him and Growley have gone for the Porsche, and they are using that for race 1, so different colours for them. So Nifty Dark Ninja is 7th. Twerdy, Bert's teammate, is 8th. I know the cars look different, but the liveries are the same, just different colours. But they are a team colour. So 8th for Twerdy. Darren is 9th. He's Pasha's teammate in 9th place. We've got Blakeney in 10th. And then we've got Growley at the back in 11th. So at this point, everyone's just bunching up, ready for the start. This is the end of the formation lap where the replay comes in. So we're just going to press on that now and getting ready for the start of this race then. So Bidster controls the pack. And then the lights have gone green and away we go. On the tree they were green already, but we're away. And Bidster gets a good start there. And everyone else following behind. Down towards turn 1 we've got Bert, Intrepid, and then we've got Twerdy on the inside there. Twerdy's on the inside. Let's have a watch of this onto the inside. Into this corner. And into the corner we go. Twerdy folds in front of Ninja. Oh, Bert's off on the inside. Little mistake there from Bert, I think. He's rejoining as the camera goes funny again. Bidster's through. There's Woo Woo in 4th place. As we go through the corner, here we go into this tight, twisty section. Very, very, very long right-hander here. The front left tyre will absolutely take a pasting here as we go through. And further up we've got a spinner, and it's Nifty Dark Ninja has spin round, so Nifty's gone round, and he's back in 11th place. Probably just lost the rear end of that Porsche. Obviously everyone going for the Mercedes because it's the more sort of suited car to this track. A lot of people have had time to test before this first race. They've had 2 weeks of testing to get ready for this race. So obviously next time might not be so lucky, but there's Nifty onto the straight further back. And Pash having a little look at Neil there, not quite able to make it through. As Darren goes to the inside, and he hits Bert's back end and knocks him round. Bert gets knocked round and he gets going again, but Darren is waiting for him. You can see him there, he's actually waiting on the inside for Bert to go through. And Bert's already gone through, and Darren's just trying to, I think he's trying to get going. We're watching for the other cars there, so getting going. So further up front then, Bidster is in the lead of the race then from pole position so far, down towards the last few corners onto the brakes. Neil Farmack a bit deep into the corner there. Pash could take advantage here, but he's not close enough yet. Again, this is a 10-lap race. I know it's a sprint race, but still 10 laps. Plenty of distance to go yet. There's Twerdy, Blake, Growley further back, so the main battle seems to be at the front as Pash has a little go at Neil Farmack, trying to get as close as he can to the back of that Mercedes in front of him. And he's trying to pull out side by side, but he's not quite able to do it. So across the line, end of lap 1, it is Bidster in the lead with Neil Farmack in second. Pash is in third. Woo Woo is in fourth. He's doing really well, so Woo Woo really showing his credentials here. He's doing good for his teammate in fourth, but he needs to get onto the back of Pash if he wants to take pressure off his teammate. So Woo Woo's had quite a competitive sim racing background. He's pretty good, and as you can see from there, he is pretty good actually. He's up with the front runners already in his first race, so putting the pressure on as Bidster's not able to pull away from Neil Farmack just yet. He's definitely got a train behind him, Bidster, so he might not have the pace generally that he wants in this race, but one thing you've got to watch out for in Dubai is the tyre temperatures. The tyre temperatures do soar through the roof. That front left tyre takes an absolute beating round this track. So we've got to really watch out for the tyre temps, and might not be wanting to push too hard at the start, but they're all through there. Blakeney's through in 7th. And we've got Growley in 9th. Darren's back in 10th with Nifty. He's catching up in 11th place as well. The track limit penalties have been turned off. The in-game penalties have been turned off for this season because they were getting a bit stupid at the end of last season. As Bidster goes wide there, look, see, that's the thing. That's the difference between going wide and track limits. So the replays are looked through afterwards, as well as commentated on like now. They are looked through afterwards to watch for track limits, and anyone who got penalised would have been so. So Intrepid there, and then we've got Blake. Blake's caught up to Twerdy. Twerdy's made a little error then out the hairpin, I think, and Blake goes through in the orange and blue car there. So through into 6th place goes Twerdy. Goes Blakeney, sorry, and Twerdy goes down to 7th place. So there you are, get it right. As we go through the hairpin there, Blake goes a bit wide. Twerdy might be able to catch up, and Bert's on the back of this group now. So Bert recovering from his spin earlier. He had decent pace in qualifying, and he's now behind these two, making it a bunch of 3. And lovely colours on this car as well. The Mercedes, the popular choice for this track because of the nature of the stable nature of the car, and a lot of people liking the feel of it. So Twerdy then is past Blakeney again. He's got a good run out the corner. He's on the inside. He's through already, and Bert's having a look now to pass Blake as well. Blake absolutely well and truly shuffled down the pack. Bert goes through. Can Blake go back on the inside? He's going to try to, side by side out the corner. As you go down to the next corner, it's a double right-hander. Blake's on the inside, and oh, the camera goes woohoo! There we go. And oh, Bert goes through on the inside again. So good move there from Bert, sticking the car down, switching back to the inside, and goes through. Blake then down to 8th place, so he was making up places. Now he's gone back down again. So Blake has a little look there, but no, he's lost the rear end. Too tight on. He kept the lock on as he put the power on, and that's not helped him out. And he's reversing now. He's going to wait for a gap in the traffic to then turn it round, and he's now right back down in last place. So unlucky there for Blakeney as he avoids the little wall there. So back to the front. Bidster still in the lead, and Pash breathing down Neil's neck for 2nd place. So good race at the front here so far. No positions have been changed yet, but still drivers are still pressing hard and pressuring each other. Pash a little wobble there out of that left-hander into the hairpin. Again, a wobbling on the way in as well. Probably just trying a bit hard. Either that or the tyres are a bit warm and the car's starting to squiggle round a bit. But it's still Bidster in the lead on lap 3 then. Bidster in the lead of the race. Neil Farmack is now 2nd. And then it is Pash in 3rd. Woo Woo is 4th. I think Woo Woo is just trying to bide his time here. I think he's actually got the pace to try and get amongst the fight in this group. He's just waiting for his time as Neil Farmack goes a bit off there. I think he must have clipped the curb and had a bit of a slide on, and he gets the car back. But yeah, Pash is now right behind him again as we go out the corner across the line to start lap 4. Bidster pulling away then from these two just ever so slightly, eking out the gap. Just I think Bidster's going to rely on Pash trying to have a go at Neil here to try and get his gap, but Pash having a look. Lights on down the inside. Oh, a bit of contact there. He's putting himself down the inside. Neil Farmack says, no, you do not, sunshine. Not yet. No, holds his ground. And the Mercedes, a robust car, quite hard to spin round as well. So Pash then trying to have a little nibble down the inside, but Neil definitely not taking the bait there, and still in 2nd place. Goes a bit wide there though, very wide, unless Pash. Now Pash will go in for a bit more of an inside line. Woo Woo's now on the back of this. Can Woo Woo take the pressure off his teammate and start attacking Pash? Well, we'll check back with these guys in a minute, but Growley back here has got Darren not too far behind him. Darren's recovering earlier after a bit of contact in the first bit of the race, but he's recovering, and he's in 9th place behind Growley now. Nifty and Nifty's still in 10th. Growley there ahead in 9th. Back to the front runners. Neil Farmack, Pash, and then Pash. Oh, just I think he was defending the inside there more from Woo Woo rather than attacking Neil, but still close. Woo Woo gets a bit of a better run out of this corner, I think. He's looking at the line he took, and he does. He gets a good run. Is he down the inside? He's trying to put the car alongside. Pash can't defend because Woo Woo's up the inside, and a brilliant move by Woo Woo there. Textbook. Puts his car on a good line for the corner before, gets the car propelled out the corner and passes him on the inside for the next one. Good setup there by Woo Woo, and now let's see if he can take the pressure, well, put there's some pressure on his teammate. We'll have to see what he can do there, but Bidster's been caught up by these boys. Oh, Bidster runs wide there, so Bidster running a bit wide there, so not what you want to do, but he runs a bit wide and everyone else close up. Woo Woo having a go at his teammate there, possibly, but no way through. Pash having a little look on the inside as well, but I don't think there was any way through there unless he's side by side with him. I can't quite tell. He's side by side, I think. He's alongside him. No, he's not. He's pulling in. So Neil Farmack's behind Bidster as well now, so a little bit of a fight developing there. Back here we've still got Twerdy going round in 7th. A few of the cars spread out further back, but the battle on track to watch is this one at the front here. Bidster, Neil, Woo Woo, Pash, still 4 cars battling as one into the right-hander. Bidster takes a wider line to get a fast run out of the corner. And qualifying, Bidster was half second faster than Neil Farmack, and Neil Farmack was a good second faster than everyone else. So looks like Bidster and Neil have got the pace, but in the race, Woo Woo and Pash are coming alive. They're sticking with the front runners here, and they're trying to put them under as much pressure as possible into the banked left-hander that leads to the long straight. It's almost a kilometre long, this straight. Really, really long. Up to speed, probably touching 160 miles an hour towards the end of this straight here. There's Pash looking to try and get past one of the green cars in front of him. Into the corner, everyone closing up together. Concertina effect takes place, the rubber band effect, if you will. And it is a bit wide there from Woo Woo, but I think he gets away with it. He didn't really gain any time from that. He just went a bit wider yet, but Pash is still with him, so he didn't really gain any time from that. If that was the old penalty system, the game would have said, nope, you've got to slow down, let the other car go, and lose another 2 seconds while you're at it, which is a bit unfair, really. So it's probably a bit best off to do the manual track limits, especially as Woo Woo almost hits his teammate. Really outbraked himself there. Luckily had the presence of mind to let go of the brakes, run a bit wide and move the car out to the side and not hit his teammate. And Pash goes through into 3rd place then. So Woo Woo down to 4th, Pash up to 3rd. Bit of a difference there. So we're approaching the end of lap 5. We'll get some replays of the first half here now. Here's the replays of the first half of the race. Okay, here's the first of the replays then, looking at Nifty Dark Ninja's spin. So watch here, watch the car, the Porsche. Goes on here, watch the car's on the curb, then loses the car on the curb, rides the curb too much and goes round. Then also there was a little incident with Bert as well, but we'll get that in a moment. But Nifty then does a complete 360 and gets the car turned back round and resumes racing. And just behind Nifty Dark Ninja, this happened with Bert. Watch what happens here as he goes into the corner, and then see Nifty spins ahead. Then Bert does a bit of a half spin as well. Blake then just avoids him. Then they all get going, but I think Bert was reacting to Nifty's spin there, and then everyone gets away. And now here's another replay on board with Darren going down the straight towards the hairpin. We're behind Blake. And then we're going to brake here. We pass Blake on the inside, but we can't stop the car. And inevitably we hit Bert round, and Bert ends up spinning round. But Darren does end up waiting for him as Bert gets going there. Darren sees him go through there, and then he eventually gets going. But because of Nifty coming around behind him, he decides to be safe, keeps off the track and rejoins in a safe place. And now back to the race. As we come back from that, Growly and Nifty together. Nifty goes through past Growly. Growly outbrakes himself. These two guys in the Porsche not really getting on with the car very well here. It is a good car, but it does understeer a little bit. The Porsche, it's a bit naturally understeery, and it will scrub its tyres a bit more, and especially in this heat, maybe not the best combination, but again, it could come good as we go later on into the next few races, especially with the time of day that we're going to have. So could come in handy later on. Don't give up hope, guys. Bidster then, meanwhile, in the lead, and his last lap time's 58.3 for Bidster, so he's put his foot down a bit now. So he's putting his foot down a bit. Neil Farmack on a 59.0 last time. Pash 58.9. Woo Woo 59.6 because he did run wide a little bit there. So just going to watch out for that. Meanwhile, there's Nifty and Growly. Nifty going through shot there. There he is. And Growly behind. And Growly's got Blake for company as well, because Blake's coming up to the back of these boys in the rather aerodynamically challenged front end of that Mercedes. And he's going to try and get past the two Porsches here. And I should point out as well, obviously it was pointed out at the start of the video, but the rules for this championship dictate that you've got to use a different car for each round of the championship, and there's 16 different GT3 cars in Project Cars to choose from, so you'll be using 10 of them over the season. So a lot of people choosing to use the Mercedes around this one because it is best suited for this track. As Pash outbreaks himself, he's hit Neil, he's hit him, and they've both done a half, like a big slide. Woo-woo's going through there, Neil gives him a little nudge there, how dare you hit me. And Neil Farmack again, prone to be a target, and gets hit off by Pash, but Pash did let him go. He just outbraked himself. It wasn't Pash doing it on purpose, he just missed his braking point, and the trajectory of the car, he had no choice but to run into Neil Farmack. He could have let off the brakes and tried to avoid him, but he would either have A, avoided him, or B, hit him round even harder. So remember, we're talking about a split second time to think there. So Neil Farmack unfortunately there does get hit, but at least it's his teammate who takes the second place, not anyone else. But Pash then down to 4, so that's broke up the front pack a little bit there. And especially with Bidster doing a 57.7, sorry, 157.7 for Bidster. So he's pulling out the gap now. He thinks now's the time, and especially now they've all hit each other, now probably would be the best time to try and pull out the gap a bit more. So Woo then up into second place, Neil Farmack down to 3rd after the little tap that he received from Pash, but Pash did lose a lot more time, and he's now down into 4th. So a genuine mistake there, I think, but we'll get that clarified in a replay later on at the end of the race. Intrepid is in 5th. He needs them lot to do a few more of them faux pas to try and catch up. Then we've got Bert in 6th place. And we've got Twerdy in 7th. Just running through the order here. We've got Darren in 8th. And Nifty Dark Ninja is in 9th, with Blake in 10th, and Growly is in 11th. Excuse me. Oops, sorry guys, wrong button there. Whoops, sorry guys. So, and Bidster on the move here, trying to extend the gap. He's already put it up to 3.7 seconds. But as Woo-woo's made a little mistake there, because Neil Farmack's now right on the back of him again. So the two teammates quite close here. The two teammates, and the team names, pretty crafty team names that have been made here by one of the competitors. And the team names are as follows. We've got Bidster and Intrepid that are called Bidspid, and then we've got Neil and Woo there, who are called Woomack. That's their team. And we've got Pash and Darren, who are called Dash. So you can see the theme here. We've got Bert and Twerdy there. Bert and Twerdy, they are known as Bertdy. We've got Nifty and Growly, Nifty Dark Ninja and Growly, known as Growly Ninja. And then we've got at the back, we've got obviously Blakeney and Will, they would be known as Wilney. So, yep, so pretty original names, not, but quite weird. That's the word, weird. Weird works. But yeah, Bidster pulling out his, so back to the racing then, Bidster pulls out his gap, 58.6 last time round, Woo on a 59.4, so he did make a mistake that previous lap. Neil on a 58.6, matching Bidster's pace, and so is Pash as well on a 58.8 roughly, so almost on the pace. Woo makes a little mistake there. I think he went a bit twitchy out the corner. Neil Farmack in the draft of his teammate now. Will they start attacking each other, or will they just try and keep the places that they are? Will Neil Farmack challenge his team? Yes, he is. He's having a little look up the inside. He's poking his nose. He's not afraid of having a little look, I don't think. I think he's going to try and put the pressure on his new teammate and see if he can make him fold. But currently at the minute, Woo is doing well to absorb the pressure as Neil Farmack takes out one of the braking boards there. So trying to hinder his opposition or hinder himself. Yeah, Neil Farmack takes out one of the braking boards there, so not good. But Twerdy, he's actually been caught by Darren here. Darren is catching Twerdy here. He did a 2-minute flat last time round, and Twerdy on a 2-minute 0.7, so 7/10 a lap faster, Darren, based on that previous lap time. So Darren looks like he's on the move here, and he's trying to close up to the back of Twerdy. Meanwhile, Blake is actually catching Nifty Dark Ninja, so Nifty's going through the corner there, and there's Blake. Good little camera angle there for a change from Project Cars. And Blakeney pressuring Nifty now for the 9th place. Every point counts in this championship. Meanwhile, Neil and Woo-woo's made a bit more of a gap there. Neil might have made a little mistake there. Let's have a look at the lap times. Woo 58.6, 59.6 for Neil, so second off, and he's not lost a second to his teammate, but probably just a little mistake there at the end, compromised his lap time. And through the corner we go. Long right-hander. into a little kink left, and then into a very, very long right-hander, which means that the front left tyre is going to absolutely be killing for, begging for mercy because of the heat of this track as well. Dubai, you know, obviously we're in the daytime, we're at 1400 hours, it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of the desert, so it is going to be quite hot, and the tyres will be taking a beating here. As we go out the corner and down the straight, Pash is trying to catch up to Neil Farmack as well. So still, all three of these cars, doesn't look like they're very close with this camera angle, but from this next one you'll see there they are actually still quite close on track. So one mistake from Woo Woo and Neil and Pash will be through. So got to be careful there as Woo Woo goes a bit wide there, but he gets the car back across. You can get away with that, but you've got to really... Oh, and actually I think he did compromise his line a bit more. He had to brake there mid-corner, which is not a good sign. So into the corner we go. Neil Farmack trying to close up here. Pash also as well. This could be setting up for a very entertaining last lap battle, because we are on lap 9 out of 10. Bids is braking into the third to last corner, about to come around the little second to last corner now. They'll let the right-hander throwing the car into the corners, having a bit of fun while he's at it as well. Meanwhile, Woo Woo, Neil and Pash still very close together. Looks like the battle set for the last lap. Pash closing right up on the back of Neil Farmack. Neil Farmack a bit wide there. Possible track limits, but again, he didn't gain time from it. That's the thing. I'm quite alright with people going over the track limits as long as it's A, not too regular, and B, you don't actually gain time from it. So that's why I prefer to have the... well, not prefer, but we're trying an experiment this season with having the track limits off to see if people respect them and whatever. So our version of LPB Racing's version of track limits is basically if all four wheels go over the white line, then that is track limits, because you can put half a car over the white line, because that's basically just imagining there was a curb there, but if there's grass there, then it's your own choice. But while it's AstroTurf, I'm quite happy for people to put at least half a car over, and then if all four wheels go over the white line, that will be track limits. So in my eyes personally, that's what I personally think will be best for this series and this championship. So into the corner we go. Neil Farmack taking an inside line. Pash going a bit wider to take a narrow line out the corner and try and propel himself onto the straight, but it's not worked. She's had a massive twitch there and he's lost time. You can see the time going up and up and up on the little delta time at the top of the screen. 1 second, 173, 1.1, 1.15. It's going up. And Neil Farmack then closing up on his teammate. Woo Woo deciding now's the time to defend from his teammate. He does not want to relinquish this place. He wants second place in his opening race, which would be really good for his morale boost for the rest of the season, and knowing that he's competitive within LPB Racing from the get-go. And meanwhile, further back we've got Blake and Darren. Blake and Darren are quite close. I think Blake's past Darren, so he's just past Darren. It's a little pass there that we missed. We might get that in the replays at the end. But Bidster's coming out the last few corners, then he's about to win the race, throwing the car sideways. Woo Woo into the last corner, he goes very, very wide. Is that his plan now? To get a good run out the corner. And Neil Farmack then has got Pash all over the back of him as well. Little close battle here, but Bidster's going to go out the last corner. Lights to flag victory from Bidster. Under pressure halfway through, but Bidster wins the first race of the season. Well done to Bidster, he wins race 1. Out of the season. Woo Woo is going to be in second place. He's going to hold off his teammate. Flashes his lights in delight. Woo Woo second. Neil Farmack third place. Pash in fourth. Good opening race for Pash and also for Neil and Woo Woo, the teammates. Really good points haul for him. Intrepid in fifth. A very good result for Intrepid there in fifth. Bert in sixth place. So well done to Bert. Twerdy's teammates just coming around the last corner now in 7th. Good race for them. Bit boring race for them really, but again, that does happen sometimes. 8th place is going to be Blakeney. A good recovery after the mistake in the first pit of the race. So Blakeney then recovers to 8th place. Darren is going to be in 9th. And then we've unfortunately got the two Porsches at the back. Nifty Dark Ninja finishes in 10th. And then we've got Growley, unfortunately, who's going to come round in 11th place. So after that, we'll just get the replays in of the second half of the race, followed by the results. Here's the replays of the second half of the race. Okay, here's the first of the second half of the race replays then. On board with Passion in the incident with Neil on lap 6. So listening here, we brake too late, we can't avoid him, because we're braking in a straight line, we've got restrictive steering, and he hits him, and then Neil gives me a little bash on the way out as well, saying thanks a lot, old chum. and gets on with it, but then Pash resumes in 4th. We'll get another angle now. Here's a second angle of that now on board with Woo. So you see they both brake, and Pash just brakes too late, can't avoid him. Restricted steering while braking, and they both go off to the inside. Woo goes through, and they rejoin very close to each other, and then we all end up continuing as we were, but with Pash down in 4th and Neil back down to 3rd. And now here's a replay of something that happened to Darren on the last lap of the race. So we're going into the little complex section into the right, and he's carrying too much speed. The rear end's over rotating. He's spun around and he tries to correct it, and he just spins around the other way. And now Blake's on his way. He needs to get the car turned around. He decides the sensible option of turning the car around on the other side of the road, and then but by that time Blake has already just sneaked through for 8th place. That was the replays of the second half, and now on to the results. It is Bidster who wins the race. Well done to Bidster, he wins the opening round of the season. It is Woo in 2nd, just ahead of Neil Farmack, his teammate there, in 3rd. Pash is in 4th place, with Intrepid back in 5th. We've got Bert in 6th place, as we're just about to go over the page. And then it's Twerdy in 7th. We've got Darren in 8th. Blake is 9th, but the thing is they will get swapped back round because Blake's penalty doesn't count because it was on the formation lap. So Nifty Dart Ninja is in 10th, and then Growly there finishes off the 11th. And as we come back from all that, your winner of this first race there is Bidster. He wins the race in the silver and orange Mercedes there for team Bidspid. So well done to that team, and well done to Bidster on his first win of the season. We will see you guys next time for race 2 here around Dubai. So don't go anywhere, guys, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you for watching another race by LPB Racing. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel for more of this kind of content in the future. And that was a brilliant opening race around Dubai. And next time it's going to be the GT3 Sprint Series Round 1 Race 2 from Dubai as well. We'll see you for that one. Take care.